why is it so hard to find motivation to do the things we know are good for us? Well, as nutritionists, a prime example is we see women wanting to lose weight but lacking the motivation to either get started or follow through with a healthy eating plan. Well, we have some answers and solutions, so stay tuned. Also, eating too much processed sugar. I'm Jane and I'm here with Stephanie, and we're the Nourishing Gurus. We are on a mission to help women over 50 stop yo-yo dieting in a healthy, sustainable way, heal their relationship with food, and feel good in their bodies again. Chances are you've experienced the feeling of wanting to do something like exercise regularly or eat a healthier diet, but found that you find it a challenge to get or stay motivated. So let's talk a little bit about motivation. The term motivation is derived from the Latin word movere, meaning to move. And motivation can be broadly defined as the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behaviors. So any discussion about motivation has to include the brain, specifically a chemical in our brains called dopamine. So dopamine is the main neurotransmitter associated with feeling rewarded or motivated, as well as focused. And it also has to do with how we feel pleasure, like the high you get from something like eating chocolate, my favorite, or checking your phone for a text response or a response to social media post, or even something like winning at the lottery, like a slot machine. And when you get this hit of pleasure, it dumps a ton of the chemical dopamine into your brain, which honestly feels pretty amazing. And the dopamine reward motivates you to keep doing that behavior. And in terms of foods and nutrition, we feel dopamine hits from things that aren't necessarily good for us, like sweets and chips. We have many women that tell us that a crunch or hit of sugar gives them a little high. So the key is really to figure out how to harness the dopamine for positive behaviors. And this is done by rewarding the brain for taking any positive action. Now, most people wait until they feel motivated to take action. So for instance, if you want to start a diet, but you're reluctant to do so, you'll say, oh, I'm just going to start on Monday, or I'll start another, after next weekend, or I'm going to feel more like it after my vacation coming up. The interesting thing is that research is actually showing that taking action should come first. So it goes like this. You take action, you get a quick reward, and then you'll have the motivation to take more action.
We love this. The fact of doing something, anything, can create a dopamine hit. Motivation and dopamine come after taking action. So instead of waiting around to feel motivated, direct your energy toward one small act. Just one act. Then it is so important to bask in the glow of your accomplishments, no matter how small. So this triggers dopamine, which elicits continued motivation, which will again enforce you to take action. So now listen, the reward part is huge. Unfortunately, we find most women, when they do something good, they tend to minimize it. They turn down compliments or tell themselves it's no big deal, but that actually crushes the sense of reward. So you feel less motivated. Another thing is the negative self-talk interrupts the reward. So we've heard this negative self-talk called head trash. So it's important to notice when it's there, and when the trash stinks, you got to take it out, right? So you want to empty the trash as much as possible. All right, let's bring a real life example into this, okay? Let's say scenario one, you decide to go on a diet. You're finally so fed up with how you feel, and you choose a diet plan and go ahead, you go gung-ho on it, full force into the plan, totally changing the way you eat. 2 weeks in, you just I don't know what happened. I just feel like it's not sustainable, right? So you ditch the plan and go back to old habits. Then maybe you berate yourself because you couldn't stick to the plan, and then out comes the head trash talk. I have no willpower. I can't do this. What's wrong with me? This demotivates you to try again. So now you're stuck with little to no motivation to keep going. Then let's try another scenario. Scenario two, you focus on just bringing more vegetables into your dinner meals. Just that one act of adding an extra cup of veggies at dinner, and you don't change anything else at this point. When you look at your new dinner plate, you congratulate yourself on how pretty it looks, how proud you are of getting those extra nutrients in, and how happy your body is that you nourished it well that meal. Do a happy dance. Yay! Bask in it. It doesn't matter what you did at breakfast or lunch or what snack you had. You simply focus on that one task and how amazing it was that you did it.
Yes, when you truly pat yourself on the back, even for a simple task, that will begin to build a very important habit of getting more vegetables into your day. Baby steps. So your dopamine will be ignited and the simple task won't feel hard or overwhelming. You're way more likely to do it again. Does that make sense? So other even smaller habits might be to go for a 5-minute walk or drink an extra glass of water during the day. Whatever it is, you start really small and then you can move on to other habits little by little. Do you see what we're talking about here? With this approach, instead of dieting, you're building micro habits throughout the day by increasing your dopamine. And little by little, you've made life-changing changes that you know you can stick to. A little caveat here is that we understand it's hard to take a slower route in lieu of getting quick results. But please keep in mind that we see women every single day who have done the quick results path and they wind up in our office because it just didn't work long term. So ladies, the tortoise beats the hare every time. It takes a little longer, but if you get it right, you only have to do it once. So that's very refreshing. Now I want to just circle back to motivation and reward. So how you reward yourself matters and will determine in the long run whether we build or decrease motivation over time. Overall, you really want to build that internal sense of pride versus an external reward, like outside praise or money or treats. And these are temporary highs. So you need to build your own motivation by practicing the following steps that Stephanie is going to share with you now.
All right, start with number 1. Make a list of things you want to accomplish for your health. Maybe it's eating more vegetables, eating less sugar, stop snacking at night, whatever it is, just make a list of it. And then start with one micro habit to change at a time. And then plan how you're going to reward yourself. And hint here, it's not food related, okay? Track your accomplishments. Have a written sheet of paper or on your computer or your phone, a list of all the micro habits you are accomplishing. And you'll be surprised at how much seeing these accomplishments give you a dopamine hit. We've had clients take a calendar and mark on it with a big red marker or stickers and fill in the whole square when they accomplish that goal. You could also try to reward yourself before the task. Imagine how it will feel when it's done. Visualize how great you're going to feel when it's done. These actually can build new neural paths and reinforce the positive behavior. So we have a great blog on it. We're going to link below. Also, want to watch that negative self-talk? Take out the trash. Do not beat yourself up when you don't follow through. That actually can decrease motivation. Instead, just decide what you're going to do differently next time or try to figure out why you went off track. Was it too strict? Was it too much work? Did it not fit your lifestyle? Did you not like the food? Figure that out and then do it differently the next time. Another small habit you could add in is end your day with what did go well today. Think of what you did accomplish. Keep it positive. Where you bring your attention is always going to direct how you feel. So we work on changing these micro habits in our 90-day Simply Nourished solution program. It's a high-level program to help women over 50 lose weight for good. If you want to know more about it or see if we have openings, we'll link to it below. But as always, thanks so much for watching. If you know someone who will benefit from this information, please share it with them. And be sure to like this as we have even more helpful tips for living healthy after 50 coming up every Thursday.